What up guys, it's Jake, jhurlyy on Instagram. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made one of my samples. It's like a Future, Drake kind of vibe, the dark Atlanta, that whole thing, Young Thug type of vibe. But I'm going to be showing you how I made one and break down everything about it, so yeah. Alright, so I'm going to show you how the full sample, just so you can see what it sounds like all together. Alright, so the idea originally came about, I use this Notonic VST all the time. Has a bunch of good sounds and it's pretty cheap. Definitely recommend it, but I found a sound. I don't have the sound that I originally used just because the way I usually make stuff. But what I did is got a sound from Notonic, played it out, and then I used my blooper pedal to run it through it and just process it. Messed around with some of the knobs on there to get, ultimately I came up with this sound, which is like a bell. Sounds cool. Doesn't sound like perfectly in time just because the blooper pedal has like kind of a vintage like warp to it. And honestly I never quantize any of my loops or anything I play, just so it gives that like human element that like makes people want to listen, just because it's not perfect. There's like some character and like feel to it. So I started with that, and then once I had this, I was like, I need something to fill it out. Kind of like, obviously need some chords, something next. So I went back to the Notonic. I don't have the preset for this either, but I just played these two chords, sound like this. Something simple, no processing on it at all. That dark feel sounds like kind of brassy. But then I ran this through the blooper again, but I didn't change the speed or anything. I just wanted the warp feel that it has to it, and that came up with this. It's the same sound, but just has a warmer, like more analog feel to it. It's the exact same pattern. Chopped it up a little bit. Didn't do much, but both of these have no processing. Or actually, this one has just to give it a little width, because the blooper pedal is mono, so I wanted to give it a little width. So I used the width on the shaper box. And those two together sound like this. Just layering them gives them that added width, added like fullness, because those are the only chords I played for the entire sample. And then I just went in and added some EQ for the harsh frequencies, and then again more width from shaper box. And then the next thing I added, I think, was this, which again is a thing I played in Notonic. You can see the pattern that I played, super long, but I only ended up keeping just like 4 bars of it, and it sounds like this. This has that like super siren-y feel to it that is perfect for like the trap beats. This, I love using this like I don't even know what it is. It's an auto pan in Ableton that just like gives it movement, back and forth stereo width, and it's called Around the Head. But I usually just mess with the knobs on here, and I make the amount less than 100 just because so it's not fully going all the way right, all the way left. It's more in the middle. And I slow it down because normally when you get it, it starts kind of weird. So I made it my own and made it so it just moves a little bit back and forth just to give space for the other sounds that I added, and it just makes it sound like, gives it more life in the sample. And then I went to this, which is this sound just slowed down and pitched down. Same thing, but lower. This one I cut the lows, some mids, and added a little Juno chorus pedal. Seems fire. Just anytime you put it on anything, it sounds way better. And again, just a little movement for the painting, just to make room. And then that was that. And then for this part, I just took this, pitched it down. Actually, I didn't pitch it down, I just EQ'd it. Put some soothe on it. It sounds like this. Kind of similar to this one, but it's different. Added some delay just for more movement. You can kind of hear with it. Without it right now, without it you hear a little bit of like stereo-ness to it. I love anything stereo. And then cut the lows, boosted a little highs. Cymatics, halftime. Basically halftime, it's called Deja Vu, but shit's fire. And again, just standard EQ to cut the lows or the low mids and the little bit of highs. But then the part in this part that changed it the most was I added a little string from Ntonic. It's the Heatwave preset. It sounds stringy to me, but it looks like a horn, so I'm not sure why that is. But it sounds like this. I EQ'd this a ton just because I layered it. But again, took what I played, no EQ or no quantize, and I just ran it through my blooper pedal, and I got this part of it. This has a more full sound, it's not chopped out like this. But those two together sound like that. Just gives them a little more life. Sounds kind of like more like a real orchestra played it. Just what I did. And then use soothe and a little EQ on both. And then that's pretty much it. I think that's it for the whole loop. These are just like little effect things. And what I did for that is I recorded this and then had a delay on it, and I just messed with the wetness, dry wet, and then I would switch between the 16th and the 4th note delays, which makes that weird, like you hear it like pitch up gradually and like sounds cool, and then yeah, and then once I did that, I added the delay after so that it starts echoing and came up with this. And I pretty much finished the loop. Most of my loops I don't really do the stems, I just take parts and have less things. I take parts of it and make the loop 2 minutes long, so there's a bunch of parts for the producer, whoever's using it, to be able to get what they want out of it. So some parts are really like thin, like this. It's literally just the chords, but them by themselves, because of the blooper and the Ntonic, the patch that I use, those two combined playing make it sound like way more than just 2 sounds playing. And then I just added the higher, this part again for the higher portion. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't do too much on the master. A lot of times I'll pitch up or pitch down, or both. This one I didn't, just because I liked where it was. But I added a little compression. Can't really notice it there because it's quiet, but if we go here, you can see it doing a little more. Just to catch some of the peaks. You don't want like parts of the loop that are way louder than others, so try to keep it at least a little control. Soothe, working pretty hard just because there's sometimes when you use the blooper, it adds like distortion and stuff, so it can sound very like harsh to your ear and just a little too much. So I use soothe a ton just to counteract that. And then a little more compression. Really just glue from Ableton. This plugin's fire. Not a whole lot, but just to control it a bit. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole loop. Nutonix, Fire VST, and yeah, I use some waves, some soothe, but Shaper Box is super fire. And yeah, all my sounds are on createdaudio.com or createdsounds.com. You can get all my kits. I don't have any sample kits on there yet, but this articulated one-shot stash I use a ton. I ran all the sounds, all those synth sounds through these 2 pedals and turned out fire. I use it on everything, to be honest. I just, not for this loop, but super fire. Good drum kit, patterns, MIDI stashes, a ton of hi-hat, MIDI patterns, super fire. But all my stuff's on Created Audio, Created Sound, and yeah.